The air in the remote cabin was thick with the scent of pine and decay. For Sarah and her four friends, Liam, a cynical realist, Mike, a bookish history buff, Chloe, the nervous one, and Ben, the jokester, this trip was supposed to be a weekend away from the city's noise. The isolation was a selling point, a quiet escape. But in the deepening gloom of the forest, isolation felt less like a sanctuary and more like a cage. The first sign of dread wasn't the creaking floorboards or the whistling wind. It was the smell. A putrid, cloying stench that seemed to seep from the earth itself. Ben, ever the explorer, had found the source. A hidden cellar door, barely visible beneath a layer of rotting leaves. Against Liam's vehement protests, they pried it open and descended into the cold, damp darkness. The smell was overpowering now, the smell of something long dead and forgotten. Mike, his eyes wide with morbid curiosity, knelt down and carefully unwrapped it. It was a book, not a paperback, but something ancient and terrible, its cover a mosaic of what looked like flayed human skin. He ran his fingers over the crude, black drawings etched into its pages. "This is it," he whispered, a thrill in his voice. "The Naturum Demontu, the Book of the Dead." Mike, ignoring the frantic pleas from Chloe and Sarah, began to read the forbidden text aloud. The words were a guttural, ancient language that scraped against the eardrums like fingernails on a chalkboard. As he spoke, the cabin seemed to hold its breath. A profound silence fell, followed by a low, vibrating hum that seemed to come from inside their own skulls. Chloe was the first to change. She sat in a corner, rocking back and forth, muttering to herself. Her eyes, once a soft brown, had turned glassy and vacant. A long, thin scratch appeared on her arm, weeping a black ichor. "She's sick," Ben said, but Sarah knew it was something far worse. The cabin became a battleground. The demon-possessed Chloe was unnaturally strong and fast. She moved with unnatural speed and grace, attacking her friends. Her voice was a chorus of demonic whispers. Liam, driven by a desperate need to protect his friends, grabbed a shotgun from the wall. Ben and Mike were already bleeding from deep cuts, their faces pale with fear and pain. "You never loved her, did you, Liam?" she snarled, her voice a chorus of demonic whispers. "She was always just a way to fill the void." Liam, driven by a desperate rage, grabbed a shotgun from the corner of the room. Ben and Mike were already bleeding from deep cuts, their faces pale with fear and pain. The final confrontation was a symphony of blood and terror. The creature, now a monstrous hybrid of Chloe and the demon, was unstoppable. It clawed its way through the cabin, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Liam and Ben fought valiantly, but the demon knew their every move. One by one, they fell. The cabin floor became slick with a mix of blood and desperation. Sarah was the last one standing, her hands trembling as she clutched a rusty knife. The creature lunged at her, and she drove the blade deep, not into the demon, but into the corrupted flesh of her friend.